Hello, Clive Tompkins reporting for the Finance News Network. Joining me from soon-to-be-listed copper gold explorer Alt Resources is CEO James Anderson. James, welcome back.
Thanks for having me, Clive. It's nice to be back here.
James, first up, where are your projects located and what do they contain?
Clive, Alt's project's located in southeast New South Wales, down around Cooma and Dalgety, in the southeast province of the Lachlan, Oregon. This particular project at Pawpong contains copper, gold, silver, and it appears to be porphyry related.
And James, southeast New South Wales is not an exploration province, it's a greenfield area. What's its potential?
Well, I think one of the things that we've discovered, in the last 4 years exploring here is that it's a large area of ore division sediments and has had very, very little previous exploration done on it. So in terms of its potential ongoing, I think it's got a huge amount of potential. It's part of the Monero volcanics. We've got some tertiary volcanic activity. We've got large batholiths either side of this particular sediment package. We're in the right kind of rocks. We've got a hydrothermal system underneath us. We've got a very large quartz sulfide vein system extending, I think, around at the moment 6-7 kilometres and quite extensive across the prospects. And
James, you've been drilling recently whilst you have an IPO in the market. Why drill during the IPO phase?
Well, Clive, the company's a little unconventional. We're in the middle of an IPO and ongoing exploration, was happening. One of the things that came out of discussions with some of the larger brokers were that we had a good project on the ground and lots of good surface information, but their comments were that we didn't have any drill results or any holes put in this project. So I think that one of the objectives of the drill program was to prove to the broking community, investors, that this is a fairly viable looking project. And I think the secondary phase of our drilling was that we have support from the government through their new Frontiers Drilling Initiative, and that drill grant was a couple of $100,000. So we had to utilise those funds within a certain time frame, and it was due to expire in August. So I think the board decided that even whilst in the middle of an IPO, it was fundamentally sound to actually go and drill this project. A, to provide some information, but also to make use of those funds.
Thanks, James. And what do those drill results reveal?
Well, the first pass drilling we've done has been at the Kidman Paddock area, which contains like a Tom's vein and another area called Telfords. And this was like a fairly wide quartz sulfide vein system that was very visible at the surface. And so we decided to drill this particular project, A, because it was very accessible, but also because we clearly had a mineralised quartz sulfide vein system. And fundamentally we had good quality assaying from our geochemistry across this particular area. We also had very, very strong IP response used in the drill targeting, the significant chargeability response underneath the vein system. So, it was quite strong, the IP chargeability. It was 25 millivolt volts, which is, probably 4 or 5 times the background response. So, and the idea was to give some scope and breadth, to this particular part of the prospect. So we started at one end of the vein system and worked our way southwest and at 300 metre intervals with our drill targeting, and virtually all the drill holes intercepted quartz sulfides, with some depth and width and grade.
Now to your IPO, James. How much are you looking to raise and what valuation does that put on the company?
Well, I think that at this point in time, our IPO, we have a minimum capital raising of only 1.75. We've been in this process for about 7 or 8 months now, and because of drilling and extending the IPO whilst we're exploring, we've raised around 1.1, 1.2, which is already in the bank. So at the moment we have a very small amount of capital to actually reach the minimum requirement from the ASX. So we're pretty confident we'll get to that position. At the end of the listing, if it's fully subscribed, the market cap will be about 13 million.
James Anderson, thanks for the update and good luck with the listing.
Thanks for having me, Clive. It's a pleasure to be here again.